for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, those are the vows that many couples make when getting married. But when it comes to our money, those wedding day promises may be hard to keep. Here is some advice on staying true to your financial vows as our financial expert Brian Levy from BML Wealth Management. Brian, good to see you. Good morning.
Good to see you as well.
All right, Brian, so first of all, we know it is so important for couples to talk about their finances that oftentimes arguments about money lead to couples breaking up. So how do you have that conversation and still stay together?
Well, yeah, you're right. So I'm speaking from firsthand experience, Adrian. I'm a financial advisor, married to a shopaholic. So you really want to make sure you're on the same page. If you can, it's important to do it before you tie the knot, right? So before you're married, have those kind of tough money conversations ahead of time and put time on calendar. Set aside the time to talk about it, because as a financial advisor, I meet with clients all the time and I'm sitting down with them and I'm asking them, how much debt do you have outside of your mortgage? And the spouse is surprised to hear when the other spouse says, well, I have $50,000 in credit card debt. So you want to make sure you're not creating any surprises, because you're right, it could create a financial strain on the relationship.
And we know that some of these conversations can be uncomfortable, Brian. So what financial vows do you think all couples need to make?
Well, Adrian, I think there's four big ones, right? So I already mentioned it. Communication is probably the biggest, just like anything in a relationship, but especially about money that tends to tear people apart. So you want to, I think in terms of communication, we see this a lot, which is helpful. Set a spending limit for each of you individually for the ancillary costs per month. And if you're going to spend more than that, just have a conversation. It's not like it has to be some aggressive conversation, but just talk to each other. Again, communication is key. The other one is to be financially honest. I already mentioned to you that I have a lot of people that I interview and talk to as a financial advisor where they're not disclosing how much credit card debt. There's a stat out there that 40% of Americans have hidden accounts or hidden credit cards that they're not talking to their significant other about. So you want to make sure, again, to kind of be open about that. And try and work together as a team. When you work together as a team in marriage or in any partnership, you can conquer the world. So make sure to plan together. Think about what your ideal retirement you want to look like, have shared goals, and kind of back into that to figure out how much you should be putting away in your retirement accounts and your other investments. And I would say lastly, for all of our young families out there, if you're watching this, think about protecting your family financially. If you have young kids, that may be life insurance. God forbid something happens to you. It's not something I know you want to think about, but you want to make sure, what if something happens to me as the breadwinner in the house and there's a loss of income over those next 15 or 20 years before your kids go to college? So we have some great resources on our website, and our book digs into a lot of the protections and the things you should be looking out for as a young couple. And you can go to our website at bmlwealth.net.
Well, Brian, thank you for your insight there, and thanks for sharing your personal story. If a financial advisor and a shopaholic can make it, there is hope for all of us, Brian.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Brian Levy with BML Management, BML Wealth Management. Good to see you.